Jay, good to see you as always. This week, a number of different conservatives expressed disappointment after reading the emails from Donald Trump Jr., in which he expressed glee at the prospect of getting dirt on Hillary Clinton from what he thought would be the Russian government. This is what Charles Krauthammer, a conservative columnist, had to say. Quote, "The Russia scandal has entered a new phase, and there's no going back. This is not hearsay, not fake news, not unsourced leaks. What Donald Jr. and Kushner and Manafort did may not be criminal, but it is not merely stupid, it is also deeply wrong, a fundamental violation of any code of civic honor." Are you willing to acknowledge that regardless of the legality here, this was wrong and a violation of civic honor?
Well, look, I deal with the law, so that's what I'm the lawyer for the president. And campaigns involve opposition research. And the situation with the email exchange that was released by Donald Trump Jr. And what was described there is look at it compared to, for instance, the situation with the Ukrainians, the DNC, and the Clinton campaign.
The moment that there's an FBI investigation or Senate and House Intelligence Committee investigations into Ukraine and the DNC and the Clinton campaign, I'm happy to discuss it. But that's not what's going on right now. And I know
isn't that interesting that there isn't one? But go ahead, Jake.
There isn't one because nobody from the Ukrainian government met with anybody from the Clinton campaign. But moving on from that, you're talking about the legality, and I understand you're a lawyer, but you're also a man of faith. Isn't it kind of important whether or not what Donald Trump Jr. and Manafort and Kushner did, isn't it also important whether or not it's legal, whether or not it's wrong, whether or not it's ethical?
Well, you're conflating, Jake, three perspectives here. The legality, was the meeting and what took place legal or not? We, of course, and as almost every legal expert said, it's not illegal. And then you're trying to put a moral, ethical aspect to it, and it's easy to do that in 2020 hindsight, but not when you're in the middle of a campaign. And again, I'm not a campaign lawyer. I wasn't a campaign lawyer, but meetings were taking place, as Donald Trump Jr. said, 15, 20 minutes apart. This one went even shorter. So I think everybody that's looking backwards and say would have, should have, could have, and Donald Trump Jr. said he would have done some things differently. But to go back a year later and say this is what should have happened when the meeting itself was 20 minutes and a series of meetings that took place for days and days and months, I don't think that's fair to Donald Trump Jr., to Jared Kushner, or to Manafort for that matter, because no one was in a situation of that kind of campaigning in the middle of a presidential election. There's a lot of meetings and a lot of discussions about opposition research coming on all sides, Republican, Democrat, Independent. That's
not with
the
hostile
nature of the body politics.
Not with the governments of hostile foreign powers, Jay. I mean, that's not normal. You can talk about opposition research all you want, but the Russian government attorney, that's what this is billed at, with high-level intelligence on Hillary Clinton. I mean, for all Don Jr. knew, that was coming from the FSB, the successor to the KGB. That was coming from, human intelligence or signals intelligence. He had no idea where it was coming from. It's not normal Oppo. Normal Oppo is legally obtained.
Well, the Ukrainian, I go back to the Ukrainian example. I know you don't want to discuss it because you say it's not being investigated, which raises a question. But here, in the Ukrainian situation, they actually exchanged documents from a foreign government. So
because Paul Manafort did work in Ukraine, people in Ukraine wanted the United States to know, but that was all from a legal and public
wait a minute.
hearing.
He was running the, but Jake, he was running the campaign at the time. So I mean, we're acting like this is some kind of one-off thing that never happens in campaigns, and you just gave the evidence of exactly what took place there.
Nobody from the Ukrainian government met with the Clinton campaign. Again, as I said,
that's not true. There were representatives at the Ukrainian embassy. The Politico report was clear.
Go ahead. Again, I know you want to change the subject.